I'm Marilyn, a content contributor for Codecademy. Today I'm going to give you a video solution walkthrough for the Lingua Franca project. So let's get started. To complete this project, you will need to have finished the following tasks. Number 1, completed the Learn the Command Line course at Codecademy. Number 2, downloaded and unzipped the Lingua Franca project zip file on your desktop. Finally, number 3, have your command line interface ready. If you're on a Mac, you will be accessing the terminal application. If you're on Windows like I am, you'll be accessing Git Bash. By the end of this project, you would have tested the commands you've learned from the course to navigate the file system, to view and change the file system, to redirect input and output, and finally, to configure the environment on your desktop terminal. Let's get started with our first task. I've downloaded and unzipped the Lingua Franca zip file over to here. Now I'm going to run a bash terminal from this Windows folder. On my bash terminal, I'm going to navigate to the Lingua Franca directory by typing the cd command followed by Lingua Franca on my file system. For task number 2, I'm going to print the current working directory by typing the pwd command on the bash terminal. For task number 3, I'm going to list the content of the current working directory. The ls command will show the content at the top level of the current directory. For task number 4, we are going to make a new directory called world in the current directory. To do this, we type the makedir command followed by world. For the next task, number 5, we're going to create a new file called esperanto.txt in the world directory that we have just created. To do this, we type touch followed by world/esperanto.txt. Then we list the content of the world directory with ls. The next series of tasks will focus on viewing and changing the file system, starting with task number 6. In this task, we are asked to list all the contents of the current working directory, to reveal hidden files and directories. To do this independently, we would type ls-a. In addition, the listing has to be in long format. To do that independently, we would type ls-l. If we want the listing sorted based on modification time, we would type ls-t. To combine all these three requirements, we can type ls-alt. Since the world directory is the most recent addition, it would appear first in the listing. For task number 7, I'm going to list the Europe directory with ls followed by Europe. Since the file Chinese.txt doesn't belong in Europe, I'm going to move it to the Asia directory. To do this, type mv for move followed by Europe/Chinese.txt and Asia. For task number 8, we are asked to list the current working directory. So I'll type ls. Notice that the file Spanish.txt is out of place. It needs a home in one or more directories. We are asked to copy Spanish.txt to the following directories: Europe, North America, and South America. Then we are asked to remove it from the current directory. If we could copy a file to multiple directories, we would. But the copy command doesn't allow this. Hence, we would need to execute the copy command 3 times. First, copy Spanish.txt to Europe by typing cp Spanish.txt Europe. Then type cp Spanish.txt North America. Lastly, type cp Spanish.txt South America. To remove Spanish.txt, type rm followed by Spanish.txt. Now we are at task number 9. At the top level directory, there is a subdirectory called to do. We are asked to list the contents of the path to do/start. So I'll type ls to do/start. In task number 10, we are asked to copy everything under each continent subdirectory to the respective subdirectory at the top level. For instance, we should copy everything under to-do/Africa to the top level Africa subdirectory. Similarly with to-do/Europe and to-do/Asia. Using the wildcard character, which is an asterisk or star, we can copy everything under the subdirectories to the respective locations at the top level directory. So I'll type cp to-do/Africa/star Africa, cp to-do/Europe/star Europe, cp to-do/Asia/star Asia. For task number 11, we are asked to remove in one step all the files and directories of to-do, excluding the to-do directory. What this means is that we want the to-do directory to remain at the end of the removal. The remove command, rm, has an option -r, which recursively removes everything in its path, including the path. Since we only want to remove the contents of to-do, but not to-do itself, the path we need to specify to rm-r is not to-do, but to-do/star. It's important to add /star to the to-do path so that the to-do directory remains intact. So I'll type remove -r to-do/star. If I were to list the contents of to-do, it will show up empty, but the to-do directory remains. We can verify this by typing ls at the current working directory. Now we start a new task group focusing on redirecting input and output, which begins with task number 12. We are asked to list all the files in the Asia directory and save it in a file, Asian_language_files.txt, in the to-do subdirectory. We will use the redirect symbol, a greater than sign, to redirect the output of a directory listing to a file. At the command line, type ls Asia/star greater than sign to-do/Asian_language_files.txt. For task number 13, we are asked to echo a statement in Afrikaans and redirect it to the file Africa/Afrikaan.txt. Copy the Afrikaans statement into your buffer and type at the command line echo, quote, paste the Afrikaans statement, unquote, greater than sign, Africa/Afrikaan.txt. To verify that we have done this step correctly, display the content of the file with the cat command. Type cat Africa/Afrikaan.txt. For task number 14, we are told that some of the files in our project, which end with the suffix .txt, have no content in them. We are asked to list these files across all the continent directories and save the listing in a file empty_files.txt in the to-do directory. We can solve this task in a number of steps. First, we can list the number of lines in a file by using the word counter command, wc, with the option -l. If we are interested in all the text files, we can use the wildcard character again to reference them. We can type wc-l***.txt at the command line to produce this. The output from this command needs to be processed further. We'll need to pipe this output as input to another command. Since we're only interested in the files which have 0 lines, we can use a command such as grep with the argument 0. At the command line, repeat the previous command. Use the up arrow key and pipe this output as input to grep 0 to produce this. The last step is to save this output in the destination file, to-do/empty_files.txt. So at the command line, combine all three steps. Use the up arrow key again to repeat the previous step, and type greater than to-do/empty_files.txt. We can confirm we've done this task correctly by using the cat command on the destination file. So type at the command line cat to-do/empty_files.txt. In task number 16, we are told that the name of our translation service is Lingua Franca. However, some of the files mistakenly spell it as Lingua-Franca. We are to replace the string Lingua-Franca with Lingua-Franca in all occurrences in all the txt files. To do this, use the stream editor command sed with the option -I to commit all edits in place, followed by the path name. Since we're interested in all the txt files, we'll use the wildcard */star.txt as the path. At the command line, type sed-I open single quote s/lingua-franca/lingua space franca/g unquote */star.txt. Next, we are told to confirm that there are 0 occurrences of Lingua-Franca across all text files with the supplied command. Copy and paste that command to the command line. We are now at the last task group focusing on configuring the environment starting at task number 17. We are asked to create and open the bash profile. The bash profile is a file on our computer that bash runs every time a new bash session is created. This file is named .bash_profile and it resides in the home directory /. To create and open a bash profile, we can use an editor such as nano. At the command line, type nano ~bash_profile and leave it open. In task number 18, we are asked to add a greeting of our choice in the bash profile. I will type echo space double quote hello, comma, hola, comma, ni hao, comma, bonjour, comma, and konnichiwa, exclamation mark. Welcome to our translation services, unquote. To save the bash profile, I'll type Ctrl-O, followed by Enter. To exit nano, I'll type Ctrl-X. This will clear the nano session and return to the command line session. In task number 19, we are asked to source the bash profile. Doing so will execute whatever command we have inside the profile. To source the bash profile that we just created, type source ~bash_profile. For task number 20, I will once again open the bash profile with nano. This time I'm going to add 3 aliases. I will type alias md equals quote make dir unquote, alias d equals quote date unquote, alias hy equals quote history unquote, and then I'll save with Ctrl-O followed by Enter and Ctrl-X to exit the nano session. For task 21, I will again source the bash profile to execute the newly created aliases. I'll type source /bash profile at the command line. For task 22, I will try out the aliases that I just created. I will create a new directory called translations with the alias for Migder. I'll type md translations. Then I'll list the translations directory to test that it has been created successfully with the md alias for Migder. I'll type ls translations. Now I will test out the alias for date by typing d at the terminal. Next, I will test out the alias for history by typing hy at the terminal. For task number 23, I'm going to create and export the PS1 environment variable to a prompt of my choice inside the bash profile. I'll open up the bash profile again with nano. Then I'll type export PS1 equals quote Lingua space Franca space greater than sign space unquote. Remember to leave a space before the closing quote. Then I'll save the profile and exit nano. For test number 24, I'm going to source the bash profile again to make the newly assigned PS1 prompt active. For test number 25, I'm going to test out the aliases again. Last but not least, our final task number 26 will be to return a list of the environment variables. To do this, I'll type env at the command line. If you've watched this far, congratulations on completing this project. Thank you for watching and keep coding with Codecademy.